Godwin. Hi, how are you?
Pratik, brother, Parivar, cave no, watch one.
So you're a good Jew. You're a good Jew guy?
No. I'm not a good Jew. You know what? After joining this podcast challenge and listening to you trying to speak in Gujarati and also seeing
wonderful.
Ishan's podcast. No,
Wonderful.
that common words are hitting me.
All right. Wonderful.
How are you?
I'm doing awesome. I'm actually doing Mojma.
Yeah, your smile says it all.
Yeah.
So
tell me, Gordon, how can I help you? How's it going? How is the challenge going?
It's going amazing. It's going pretty great. So before I start, I just want to give you a big thanks and a virtual hug to you, because the one thing I learned from you and all your journey is the act of execution. To be very honest, even I started watching Gary Vee in 2017, but I guess like many of the youths, I only watched him, but I never tried to come to the execution phase. I used to see his video, that motivation used to be there, but when I reached towards the execution phase, somehow I failed. But only one thing I learned and did, like practically executed, was documenting my journey. So that is like, I just wanted to thank you. And now I just wanted to say about myself. So yeah, my name is Gordon Mehmet and from Mumbai, and finished my engineering last year. And right now I'm working as a video editor and videographer in a digital agency. So just talking a few words about me. I started my engineering journey like 4 years back, and then I just entered engineering like normal students, science, after science engineering. That was the phase. And then in second year I came to know about video, like making memories through videos. That is how I came to know like video is such an amazing thing. Like once you capture some moment and afterwards it's like amazing. So second year I started making videos, and then third year after listening to Gary Vee, I started documenting my journey. And then I loved the process, capturing moments. And even my friends, after I was capturing one moment, they're having a smile on their face, like, thanks for capturing that moment, everything. So I was loving that journey. But then since I was in engineering background, after fourth year was to, basically it was in the head to get an engineering job. But then somehow deep inside, I was making videos. I was trying to post on Instagram, YouTube somehow. Instagram was posting more, and I was enjoying the journey. And some point, I also got one invitation to, after my engineering, to come and join the agency and do video. But it didn't work out for some reason. And then I was very confident that after engineering, I'll get a job in videography or in this lane, because that is what I wanted to do. But somehow it didn't happen. And till September, I took time from my parents, and it was like till September you have time, you can discover. If you feel you get, then you can go for it. And then it didn't happen. And then I had to again come back to engineering, and I went for a course to get a job. But by God's grace and my previous hard work, while I was on that course of doing the course, what happened was I got a call through my contacts, seeing my work, that there is a full-time job offering, and like, are you interested? I said, definitely yes, I want to give it a shot to this line. And now finally I land up to a job in the line of videography and video editing. So this is my journey, and right now I'm here. So my first question is like in this videography, like since I'm from an engineering background, like I've not much explored. It's just been now 4 months in this field. And down the lane, even I want to make a team where I produce content or video for others who are in need. So like I had this question, like how can I plan right now my journey of my personal branding or my thing, how to move ahead with this thought?
First of all, this is in my entire career, probably this is the first ever time I'm listening to somebody this much. And I was quiet, so it was super difficult. I was actually doing something wherein I was telling myself, okay, Pratik, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. All right, I'm just kidding.
So, sorry.
So,
So sorry for
all right.
shaking so
So,
much.
no, it's perfectly all right. It's perfectly all right. So, yeah, to put out more context over here, see, this is, uh, I'll tell you a real story. May 2019 से लेके December 2019. And this is actually, you know him, Ishan, my content creator and in my team right now. And he's heading the content team as well. So all the new hires who are coming, they report to Ishan, and then he guides him because he has been guided by me since past 1 year now. So he knows my thought process. So Ishan, when he joined me, and while he joined me, he was still a freelancer. He was doing good in Upwork and Fiverr and everywhere. So he was already a freelancer doing good. So because he's into that video kind of background, video content creation and all those things. But at that point in time, when he got in touch with me, he was just adding the subtitles and headlines and all those things, that normal editing. But then slowly and steadily, while he worked with me, he has grown himself like almost like 10x times to what he was in May 2019. And during the first 6 months, I have always told him that, what is your goal? Every single month, probably I used to ask him, right? And this is what I've learned from Gary Vee. Like, I work for my employees or my teammates, or anybody who works for me. I treat it the reverse way. So I just try to figure out what they want from their life. Do they want more vacation? Do they want more money? Do they want more free time? Whatever it is. So I always used to ask him that, what do you actually want in your life? Do you want to build a personal brand where you are a front face and all those things? And do you want to lead a team, just like you mentioned? So I keep on asking him this kind of questions. So he always used to tell me, and then once a while he told me that, yes, I want to build a team. I want to start an agency. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'm with you. All right. I'm totally okay with you working with me from your home and you starting your own agency. I told him the process as well, that this is the legality formalities. You have to do LLP and all those things, find a partner, one person, XYZ. And then finally, then slowly and steadily, as he was progressing, I also told him that start your videos. So he started Instagram videos, he started editing videos and posting videos of his own videos. And that went to almost like 5-6 days. And after 5-6 days, he was not able to continue that. Once again, then he started something. So that was like 6 months. If I aggregate 6 months, he was trying to do something which he wanted to. Then he took my advice. I told him, okay, fine, do it. I have no issues. There is no legality or formalities with me. You can do your own thing as long as you provide me my work. So he was like, okay, fine. And then he finally in 6 months realized that he becomes self-aware. Slowly and steadily, I was just trying to subconsciously or unintentionally or invisibly making him self-aware about himself by putting him in a place where he can do all he wants. All right. I was not at all restricting him. So he realized slowly and steadily that he's kind of a guy now who doesn't want to come in the camera. He's kind of a guy now. And this is like, I'm talking about July 2020. Tomorrow, if he changes, that's good for him. Totally okay. But till now, what he has realized and what I have realized, that he is totally okay to be behind the scenes. He's not like me. All right. He's not like me who wants to come in front of camera every single day and he cannot live without coming on camera every single day. He's not like that. He can't speak like me for 24 non-stop hours. Right. So that's what he realized. And now he's making way much more money than what he used to make in May 2019. And he's more happy than what he was in May 2019. All right. So the reason why I told you Ishan's story is because you are almost like not the exact same place, but you are into a similar spot right now where probably you think that you want to start a company, you want to train people, you want to guide people under you and take more projects related to videos and all those things. And you will do it. But maybe this might not be the right time, or maybe this is the right time. This is something which you will have to figure out by taking a little bit of steps. All right. Right now you're doing job. So first ask yourself that if I leave this job, will I be able to survive cash flow? I'm sure you won't be. All right. So the number one thing is you should postpone your idea of you building a company or training the company for at least 2 years. At least 2 years. Unless you have a good financial background and your dad is willing to help you building up an agency and all those things, I'm fine. If that is the case, then you can start in 6 months by borrowing money. But if you want to do it on your own, every single penny and all those things, just like I myself did, then you will have to like invest in time versus investing in money right now.
Yeah, yeah.
And keep on
Yeah, yeah.
saving
So
money,
yeah,
saving money, saving money. All right. So that's number one.
Yeah, it is for
Second,
down.
exactly. And second thing is try to just put your, see, this is my firm belief and this is what I've done. Like when I used to get 9,000 rupees job, my first ever call center job was worth 9,800 rupees something. And I used to work as if I'm getting 15,000 rupees. All right. And that's where I scaled myself in certain areas while being an online chat representative. Same thing happened when I scaled myself to a customer service head. I was getting paid a couple of thousand of rupees, probably close, not more than 22,000 rupees while I was a customer service head as well. Right? Because the payrolls are very less when you don't have a degree and all, especially in the call center. But I used to like do my customer service, or I used to be with customers on calls without worrying about how much I'm getting paid. I just wanted to end the call with a good note and a smile on my customer's face when they used to like escalate their problems to a customer service head, or the representative who is being under my team is escalating the problem to me. So that's the only focus which I had. And right now as well, just imagine like even if I have this bonus which is like 20 minutes or 30 minutes call, all the calls which we have, mostly they are like close to 40-50 minutes. All right. So I just try to like provide solutions as if I'm getting paid 10x times more than what I'm getting paid. And same is the case with this challenge as well. You guys have paid a couple of thousand, like not even a couple of thousand, just thousand or what? Like,
Yeah.
so after paying thousand, you are getting value worth of thousands. All right. These kind of consultation calls I'm like putting up in our portal, and I'm trying to solve people's problem, because I know these kind of problems, if you are talking to me right now, this might solve 100 other people's problem who might be inside the challenge. So that's the only motive and goal right now with this particular one. And yes, this is the number two thing which I would tell you, like try to work as if you are getting 10x times more than what you are getting paid for. So if your salary right now is 25,000 rupees, let's suppose, then you work as if you are getting paid like 2 lakh rupees. All right. You have to skip, like your company should be in a guilt phase of not giving you a promotion. Promotion kai ko nahi milega. All right.
Okay.
That should be the mindset. That should be the reverse mindset of an employee. Most of the employees, what they think is they are getting paid 25,000 rupees. So they'll just put in the work as if they're getting 25,000 rupees, and then they'll go home and chill. And then they're expecting their promotions to be 30-40% increment after 1 year. I go the reverse way. I try to work my ass off like anything and get 3 promotions in 1 year. Even if they're 10%, 10%, 10%.
Yeah, got it.
It's just a shift towards it.
The idea was down the line, not right now, because I've just joined this new adventure and I'm new to it. But I just thought that if I start my journey now, then 2 years I'll be in a position where, okay, you're good to go. That is why I came up with this question, but I got my answer. Okay. So the second question, I noted down some questions. Second question is like, I love to capture like wedding, music events, and that kind of area. Right? There is emotions, memory, like where there are events. So if I down the lane, like getting experience, how can I approach the people who make such videos? Like what do you say?
For weddings? For weddings and events? For weddings and events?
Not only for wedding and even like those people who make music videos, like people who make the team, like the team Jugaad, who make videos for retreats or like. So how do I, like make my work, and then how do I approach them? What's the best way to, get approach them? That's the question. How to approach people?
That will happen over a period of time. I can practically, if I give you answer, that will happen over the time. You don't have to do anything. This is something which I have seen one of the guys, Jesse Driftwood. He's the king of the transition, and he has been doing it since long. You know him, Jesse Driftwood. Yeah, Insta story. Exactly. So before all these Musical.ly transitions and TikTok transitions, which were there till the point in time TikTok was there, like he is the guy who started these kind of transitions just through camera and editing. There were no transition effects. All these plugins came into later picture. So I always give this advice to people that, see, he being into filmography, he being into wedding shoots, he is a partner. They do wedding events and photography and all those things, and they charge thousands of rupees if you see his website. So my point is, being into that field, what he showed was his pure work. without any expectation. He started something on Instagram stories, short little clips, which were so enticing that we'll watch from first second till 30 second or 43 second or whatever the length is. Right? The way I'm actually getting goosebumps because I just love his videos. I have watched every single story of him. I have watched every single highlights of him. And still to this point in time, whenever I feel that I just want to relax my mind, I go to his Niagara Falls video and all those story highlights which he currently has. And the music right now as well, I can play the music which he has in the stories. All right. Because I can feel that video right now playing in front of me. That's the impact which he has created for audiences. So he doesn't have to actually tell it to people. We guys are telling his work is good, his work is good, his work is good. So that's something on a serious note, like coming to the point, like that's something which happens over a period of time because you do something with your work or your video work that people discover you. All right. Something which I have once again learned from Gary Vee. You keep on doing your work and let people discover you. Let people come to you. All right. So give it a time, give it 6 months time, and don't worry about how you'll approach them. Worry about what if they have already approached and they are seeing your work. Shift your mindset like that. That what if they come to you and they are seeing your work? Will they be closed if they are seeing your work right now? If not, keep on putting up your work, keep on pushing up your work, and craft your work in such a way that when they come, there is no chance they'll say no.
Amazing. That's like entire mindset has changed.
It's see, always I just try to see the world in a little bit different spectacle, nothing else. All right. And that comes over a period of time, that comes with a little bit of experience, and that comes when you have a long-term mindset.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, your experience is speaking this. Definitely, if this 23-year Pratik would be sitting over here, he would be also having the kind of same
exactly the
mindset.
same,
But
same,
now, since he's 31, he knows, he has seen the world.
Same.
Okay, nice. So the third question is like, we use social media to show people our work basically. Like kind of that's the purpose we use social media. So now since I make videos, I have this kind of thing stuck in me that I should only post videos on my Instagram so that people who comes to know that okay, he's a videographer guy. Like how you might be knowing Peter McLean, like how they only post photos just to make their portfolio. So I just wanted to know that since I also want to share my experience also with people, or bring value from my life, whatever I've learned to others. So is it like okay if I put photos and videos so that my Instagram doesn't get disturbed? Is there anything to be followed like that? Follow one particular pattern. If you want to upload videos,
start doing Insta Reels. Start doing Insta Reels.
Okay.
If you would have asked me 1 month ago, all right, if you had asked me the same question 1 month ago, I would have told you TikTok.
Okay.
Just imagine how the world changes in 1 month. I was telling this to everyone, all right, since August 2019. I was telling it to everybody since August 2019 that do TikTok, do TikTok, do TikTok, do TikTok, do TikTok. Since August 2019 till I would say June 2020.
July.
All right, June 2020. I would say in like almost 1 year span of time, I grew my base to millions of followers. All right. And my brand value also exponentially exploded because I did something in India which nobody was able to do in my field, obviously, in my field. All right. And that's where I portrayed myself. It's an early adoption of something. So right now, don't try to figure out anything else. Don't try to figure out whether I'll put picture or this or that. Whenever something new comes up, always remember it will have organic reach. Because the platform wants to push out that feature to more and more people. ये platform की selfish thought process होती है. So I treat organic growth is equal to platform owners' selfish growth. Let's just change the parameter. Fuck. This is new. I'll post this clip and I'll tell people that organic growth is equal to platform owners' selfish growth in the initial stages. All right. Because right now Mark Zuckerberg has hit this point in India, Brazil, and 2-3 countries more. Because TikTok is banned right now, they are pushing this feature like crazy. Just like when IGTV came into picture, IGTV was being pushed like crazy, and then Instagram stories were a little bit faded. IGTV was on the top everywhere, and now Insta Reels is being pushed out like crazy since past few hours or days or whatever it is. All right, take the advantage. Take the advantage as much as possible, because after posting, I've posted like 7 to 8 reels right now. And yesterday only I had a call with my team. That let's change the content strategy. We are pushing only one IGTV instead of 2, and we'll be focusing on 3 to 4 reels every single day. It's execution, sudden change and execution, sudden change and execution. Fuck the platforms.
Okay. Right.
So reels.
So yeah, I understood. So the next question is like, you started consuming Gary Vee's content and you said that आपने उसको पूरा क्या बोलते हैं
धूल मिला के
पी लिया था Gary पी लिया था. So
ethics.
And then when you were, I guess, 23 or 24, I guess that time you must have seen Gary Vee. So when you initially started.
No, it was not 23-24. It was not 23-24. Okay. If I talk about, like, it was December 2015, I suppose, November, December 2015. So it was like 5 years ago. 5 years ago. All right. So, कितने साल का होगा मैं? 26-27.
Okay. So initially when you started to put content, like what was that you following that time? Like that initial stages mein, how you were planning your things, like Instagram this much, Twitter this much, and YouTube this much? Because
as much as I can. As much as I can, meaning as much as you can. See, when I'm talking about 26, 27, all right, let's go back in my past. If I'm 26, 27, I was doing this job at DSIM, and then I went to DigiPerform as a product manager. So let's call that period as me doing a full-time job of digital marketing as a senior digital marketing trainer and product manager. So while I was at DSIM, I'll tell you my schedule. While I was at DSIM from Tuesday, my week offs were Monday. All right. On Monday, there was no training. So my week off was Monday. Tuesday to Friday, I'm taking a batch of around 100 people in one batch, which was offline, which is in class. So in class, I have almost like 80 to 100 people, working professionals, students, and mix of everything. And I'm training them. So that batch was from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. All right. With just a 15-minute break in between. And from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. So there was no break between two batches. So 3 to 6, and 6 to 9. But I have to come to the job at 12 p.m. because I have to do other work as well. So after 9, as always, I don't know why, but my DNA is always like this. I help people beyond my job profile or beyond my work profile, just like I'm doing right now. So at that point in time as well, I used to solve their queries during the break time as well, while I was having my protein shake between those breaks. Then at 9 p.m., they used to stand with me. They used to ask me questions. So almost like I was leaving the office almost like at 9:45 p.m., 9:30 to 9:45 p.m. Then I used to walk. I used to go home. And my the flat which I rented at that point in time, I was staying alone in Delhi at that point in time while I was working at DSM. So I used to go there. So by walking, and then I used to pack my dinner. I used to go home. I used to watch Blacklist season or any kind of season or anything which is 40 minutes or 30 minutes just to refresh my mind, and used to take my dinner. So my dinner is finished. I'm refreshed. So now somewhere around 11:30 p.m., I'm recording my own video for YouTube. I'm trying to reply to emails of my students at DSIM who have emailed me. Now that is not my job profile, but still I used to do that. All right. And I used to sleep somewhere around 3:30, 4 at times in the morning. Then once again, I used to wake up at 9 or 10, used to get ready, Used to do a little bit of gym because the gym was a little bit nearby my place. All right. So once again walking, the gym was 10 minutes away from me, and then once again to job. So this was the entire cycle. So I always tell people that based on your schedule, based on your work, based on your finance, based on your everything, based on your own thing, try to do as much as you can. Right? So at that point in time, I was just trying to focus कि YouTube में मैं कैसे video डाल सकूं consistently. All right. And that's it. YouTube, and then slowly on Instagram, Snapchat, 2000. Yeah,
really.
Snapchat as well.
Yeah, recently seeing your post, and I started my executing phase. I realized that how hard you all have must work hard to reach that state, because even I am working, and even I started this uploading videos Monday consistently on YouTube, and I
It's just not
that
uploading.
it's not easy.
Exactly, it's not just uploading. It's you filming, it's you editing, it's you uploading, it's you waiting for it to be getting uploaded, it's you writing the title, everything.
Yes.
Like, see, one thing always remember.
So much of work.
Every single person who is successful, no matter how the success is measured, even if a small successful moment comes in somebody's life, it has come because of hard work. Remember this.
Yeah.
Only 0.00001% are lucky charm who has got crores of rupees in their bank because of their dad's business. But if they are not talented, then they will also lose that money.
Yeah, very true.
It's hard work. So this is just one phase of my entire 20s, which I have told you. So just imagine what kind of phase the entire 10 years would be for me. It is pure, and still to this date, we are pushing out hard work. And like today from, I have a schedule today from 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. till 12:30 p.m. I have constant calls because of you guys. And this is not making me more money. I'm providing you bonus videos. So all your bonus videos are today's schedule, 9 to 9:30, then your call, then 10 o'clock call, 11 o'clock, 12 p.m. call. There are 3 more calls today. And then my own work, and then I'm coming. I mean, it's an endless loop of you doing hard work.
But I guess it sets you once you reach that level, and it keeps you. It never stops once you reach that that level of reaching where you are now.
Shift over
and then
here.
I guess that
it's a shift over here. That's the reason why day 0 is super important in this challenge. Day 0 is the most important lesson, or the most important day, I would say.
Super valuable content on day 0. And then my next question is, so LinkedIn is also one of the platforms that is underrated, and also it is said that it's like the gold platform which not many are using. So me as a video creator, I just wanted to know that how should I use LinkedIn as a platform for me down the lane and starting this?
By writing LinkedIn articles.
Okay, it's writing.
Or if you don't get time to write that much, then you see, and this is coming from Digital Pratik, who is himself not doing that much of LinkedIn based on what he has done on other platforms or what he's doing on other platforms. Because I'm pretty self-aware, I'm more of a video audio guy. So still, I wish I can push more onto LinkedIn as well, but I am not doing that much on LinkedIn. And I'm failing on LinkedIn. All right. So this is coming from an inexperienced LinkedIn guy, but an experienced content guy, that yes, on LinkedIn as well, these kind of things work. So while I do, I might just do it for 2-3 months on LinkedIn as well. I'll go heavy on LinkedIn, and because I know when I want to find that crux from LinkedIn. So I do that at that point in time, but I don't do consistently on LinkedIn. But yes, for people who want to do on LinkedIn, and my friends who are doing on LinkedIn, they are putting out articles, LinkedIn articles, super detailed LinkedIn articles, and then bringing traffic to their product or service or that website. Second thing is sliding decks. All right. So if you are good at video editing, I guess you might be good at images as well. So try to create something around images, but contextual. So let's suppose fix a target audience. So let's say you want to target people who are writers. All right, on LinkedIn. So for writers, you can just bring out more and more content. Go to answerthepublic.com, quora.com, reddit.com, and find what writers are searching with respect to how to promote their book or how to promote their speaking gigs, and write something around that and create sliding decks, all right, on LinkedIn and post it. Do that consistently for 90 days, and maybe speakers or writers who might be seeing that would come to you. Right? So this is how you have to hack when you are not investing money to target people. You have to wait for people to come to you. But then while you're waiting for people to come to you, you have to set an audience that, okay, fine. What kind of audience do you want them to come? So have that in fixed in your mind that speaker or writer is the category which I want to attract in like 90 or 180 days, 6 months down the line, and create content around that only. And that's it. So that's how you can use, right? Based on your schedule and based on your work, this is how you can use LinkedIn, right?
Yeah. So right now, even I'm trying to, since seeing you tweet so much on Twitter, I'm trying to start tweeting like my thoughts whenever I get time. And I just post a tweet and starting to use Twitter also. Instagram I'm using and YouTube I'm using.
See, Godwin,
just
one thing which you have to remember, right now, you are at a you're on a threshold, all right? ये जो वीडियो है ना, वीडियो के बीच में जो लाइन है ना, हम दोनों के स्क्रीन के बीच में जो लाइन है ब्लैक कलर की, you are on that line, you're on that threshold. So it is going to be very crucial for you to not be on all platforms and not thinking that, okay, fine, if I just do one platform, I'll win. You know, like two extreme points and you are in the middle. One thought is like you have to be everywhere, and second is that you will win if you are just on one platform. Now, both of these might work or they might not work. So you are on a threshold. So once again, to that point, try to do as much as you can. Don't try to go everywhere and then not be able to consistent on anyone.
That helps. No, because I saw yesterday your Twitter video where you said Snapchat didn't work for you, YouTube didn't work for you, and many other platforms you mentioned, and then 2019 worked for you. So I was seeing and I thought maybe his multiple efforts of putting the content over here gave him that leverage or where he's right.
But not, see, 2019. I'll put a more context on that video which you saw, because it was like 50-second video and clip, and you might get it that, okay, Snapchat didn't work, but it didn't work when in 2016 and 17 middle part, I was just doing Snapchat. So I was just putting out 30 to 40 snaps on Snapchat every single day. And still Snapchat didn't work. So that was the meaning, all right? That was the meaning. It's not like I was doing Snapchat, YouTube, sab kuch kar, because I was the only guy. I didn't have a team. I started hiring people since May 2019. So I was the only guy and I'm doing job. I have to do my stuff, editing, all those things. And I only have 24 hours. So based on that, like I used to pick one or two platforms and then go all in without worrying about the followers and subscribers and all those things. And that's the journey. And that's why now when Reels came in, I'm going all chips in on Reels. And now people will try to figure out, okay, fine, how can I grow on Reels? Fuck, just do. Pehle karo to sahi yaar. Go all chips in. Being digital Pratik, I'm still posting 3 to 4 Reels. Why don't you post Reels? More Reels. Reels are real. Talk.
That's nice. Yeah, waiting to try that very soon. That's good. Yeah, so this were some questions which I had. And one more thing is, I feel like I'm also a communicator in my own circle. Okay? And there are many talented people in my circle, in my area, like some are pianists, some are singers, and some are artists. So I try to tell them, see, keep posting your work. You're doing great. Like they're actually amazing in my circle, the people who are. So, you know, I try to tell them, don't stop. These people, like my friends, they stop just getting one negative comment or, you know, one small comment. But I just want to give them a message that, like, you are doing great. You don't need any someone else tell you that.
Stop. I'll tell you. Don't try to help your friends like this. Try to help your friends by you doing first and you doing it consistently for the next 5 years. Your friends will automatically do it if they want to do it. This is my own experience. I'm not saying it based on somebody else's experience. This is my experience. My friends used to tell me you have to take a degree. My friends used to tell me that you won't do anything successful if you don't get a degree from college. And now all those friends are proud of me, are doing the things which I'm telling you. My best friend who was against me when I took a drop is right now my best friend who is doing Alexa skill development, because I told him in 2017 that you will be successful in Alexa skill development. And right now he has left his job worth 1.5 lakh rupees and he is fully into Alexa skill development. Your friends will do it if they see you successful in that particular thing. All right. Yeah. Actions speak louder than words.
Very true. Very true. Yeah. So happy,
all right, Godwin.
Happy to have this. Yeah.
Great.
I know you have lots of calls ahead, so I'm stopping my questions. I got what I need. I need to work on my execution and the hard work part, where the 30-year Godwin will say that, okay, you started at 23.
Yep.
Waiting for that.
And I'll just wait for an email. I'll just wait for an email or audio or whatever kind of technology would be there in after 7 years, that is 2027 or 2020, like 2030 or whatever it is. Like I'll just wait for some kind of message from you that yes, that Zoom call help. That's it. Even if you write 3 or 4 words, that would be in the world to me.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. Yeah, sending lots of love, brother. Pratik, brother, thank you. I appreciate your work, and thank you won't be enough. Me proving or me doing something will make, I guess, bring value to you, your content, your hard work.
I'll be way much more. I'll be the happiest person after this call after 5 to 7 years by seeing your work, by you being successful. All right. मेरे को और कुछ नहीं चाहिए.
Waiting to meet you one day.
All right.
Thank you once again.
All right.
Have a great day, and God bless you and your team. Great job.
Bye. Bye.